Hi, it's Brigit here from Silverfit, one of the Pilates instructors. I hope everyone's well. Today we're going to focus on neck health, and I'm going to read you something first because it puts it better in this book than I can say. So basically, the neck, there are 33 joints in your neck, making it wonderfully mobile, but limited neck muscle support asks the joints to support the weight of your head, and that's an unfair load for such a small set of bones and tissues. Believe it or not, strengthening your abdominals to hold you upright and practicing more complete breathing to support your shoulder structure will help relieve postural neck pain. Stress, emotional tension and prolonged work intensity can cause some of the muscles that connect the head, neck and shoulders to tighten and contract, resulting in pain and stiffness. In general, neck pain is caused by keeping your head or your shoulders in compromising positions, like being on a computer, for example. So check your bad habits and don't stick your neck out for nobody. Okay, so little intro. So we're going to focus on the neck health, and we're going to start off. I'm going to do these sitting, but you could do these standing. Okay, we've done them standing before. I'm going to do a little neck mobiliser. So if you are sitting, make sure you're in a comfortable position. And we're just going to start just by chin to chest, okay? And we're sitting upright, so we've got our chin to our chest, and you're going to scrape your chin to your left shoulder, and then back to centre, and then to the right shoulder, and then back to centre, and we'll repeat that. Okay, now you can repeat that, or you can just go for the full 360. Okay, and try to keep your shoulders down when you're doing this. And we'll change direction. If you're sitting down, make sure your spine is nice and long. Try not to slouch or slump. Don't forget, standing up, you can do this. Okay, and we'll just do one more. And we're here. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel that posture. Okay, so we're going to look towards our left shoulder and then look towards the right shoulder. So don't wrench the neck. You want to keep the spine nice and long. It's like there's a spiral action. Okay, and as you're looking towards the opposite shoulder, make sure the other one doesn't pop forwards in sympathy. You want to keep it pinned back, and then we'll come back to the centre, chin to chest, and then lengthen the front of your neck, but don't compress the back of the neck. So we don't want to scrunch, we want to keep everything nice and long. Okay, straighten up, and then we're going to go left ear to left shoulder. Now you'll probably feel a stretch here. And you might want to intensify the stretch just by pressing, so you can kind of press away, and then maybe pop your hand on your head just for a little assist. So we're not pulling, we're not tugging, it's just the lightest of assistance. Okay, and then this arm, you might want to play with the position just to kind of get into the sweet spot of the stretch. We've got a big muscle down the side of the neck. You can pivot your head to look towards your shoulder, make sure the abdominals are engaged. Pivot the head to look towards the ceiling, and you're looking forwards. Use your arm strength to put your head back on top, and let's just give everything a little shrug and a shake before we do the other side. Okay, so right ear to right shoulder. Make sure this other shoulder doesn't pop up. Keep space. You can press away with the arm, and then you can use the other hand just to kind of rest. So you're resting, you're not tugging. Try not to loll up the head forwards, okay, and check in with your posture. Okay, so now once you find the nice spot there, you can pivot the head. So you're looking towards the shoulder, and then pivot the head so you're looking towards the ceiling, and then you're looking forwards, and use your arm strength to put your head back on top. If you're cross-legged, swap the cross of your legs. And we're just going to hold on to the kneecap, so nice, just gently, okay. And we're going to scoop back, so you're really hollowing in the belly here, and then we're going sideways and forwards and sideways and back. So we're getting this nice swirling action. Be careful of your hips, okay? So if you're feeling any pain that's unpleasant, then you need to do something about that, okay? So don't put up with the pain. This should feel nice, and then we're going to change direction. So just to give you an example, you might be better off in this shape, okay? Or you might be better off standing up and just hula hooping the hips. Okay, and we're here. And just roll the shoulders back and down. And we're going to do a bit of standing. And you can do this without weights or with weights. I've got my got a tin of tomatoes and a tin of lentils today. Okay, anything will do, 400 gram tins. Or if you've got weights, you can use weights. Okay, and then I'm just going to step forwards in a lunge. And we want to keep the spine long and strong. And my palms are facing behind me. And then I'm going to just lengthen my arms, okay? Keep the upper arms in the same place. You're bending the elbows and then you're lengthening the arms. Bend the elbows, lengthen the arms, keep the neck long. So we've got length between the hands and the crown of the head. And we'll do another 3. Feel those triceps, feel those back muscles. 2, keep those abdominals engaged. And 1. Okay, step in, and we're going to swap sides. Now you don't have to do that from a lunge. You can do it from standing. Okay, so you can do this just standing tall. That's absolutely fine. Otherwise, step the other leg back into a lunge. We can lunge on the floor as well. Okay, so we've got options. Make sure your spine is long. Make sure your abdominals are engaged. Make sure your hips are square. So we want to keep all of the usual principles in place. Okay, try not to roll up the head, and then we inhale, and as you exhale, lengthen. Now you can see where my upper arms are. Some people's upper arms will be more here. Some people might have more range behind them, so they might be further back. So you've just got to work by feel. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. For 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze it and release. Good. Put those down. Don't need those anymore. Okay, so we're standing up now. We're just going to release out the spine a little bit. So feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. And as we exhale, we're going to draw into those abdominals. We're hugging an imaginary tree or a ginormous beach ball. We want a C curve in the spine. Now your neck isn't lolloping, so your neck is part of your spine. And then press through the feet, lift and lengthen. Lengthen your front neck, but try not to compress the back neck, and try not to compress your lumbar. And then we'll do that again. So we're keeping the spine long, always long. And release, shake it out. Give the shoulders a little roll. Roll them the other way. And then we're going to shrug, release, shrug, release, and shrug, and release. Okay, so we are rolling down. So feet are hip width apart now, knees are soft, okay? And then if you're tight in the back of your legs, as you fold forwards, you're going to have to soften the knees more and maybe even bend the knees quite a lot, okay? Depends how tight you are. So we'll inhale to prepare. As we exhale, tucking your chin, you're drawing those abdominals in, and we're rolling down into our forwards fold or dangle position. And we've got strong legs, we've got a strong core, we've got a very relaxed upper body. So just wobble and blobble the neck, wobble and blobble the shoulders, let it all relax there. Don't be like this, so you don't want to be holding all this tension. Like you see quite often people, I don't know if they're expecting to be attacked, but you don't need this tension, okay? Relax, relax, your head is heavy. And then roll the arms the other way, and then press into the feet, draw the abs in, tuck your tail under, and roll up. It's quite nice as well, just to walk your hands up your thighs. It lowers the load. And we'll do that again. Let's vary the feet position just for variety. So we're going to come into a Charlie Chaplin foot position. Okay, zap those abs, tuck the chin. We're rolling down. Now you can soften the knees. You might end up actually in a plie position. Oh, my door's just opened. Bit of wind there. Okay, and we're in this plie position or Charlie Chaplin feet, and you can just have a little sway. Again, keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the neck relaxed, and then press through the feet, draw the abs in, wrap the tailbone under as you roll back up. And then as you straighten up, your legs will get straighter because it gives. Okay. And then we're going to stretch out the front body. We're going to interlace the hands if you can. If you can't, zap into the fingertips. But if you can, we'll interlace the fingers, and you're just going to give a nice little stretch for the chest there. Try and float your hands away from your body. Keep that neck nice and long. Okay, and release. Oof. Okay, so we're coming down onto the mat. Let's close that door. So we're going to sit on the mat, and we're going to do this exercise, which is called a neck pull. Okay, it sounds awful, but what the neck pull does is it strengthens the muscles in the upper back that support the neck. Okay, so you might need to bend your knees, okay, or keep them straight if you can. And we're going to layer, so we're going to layer palm on palm, okay. And then we're going to press our head into our hands, and our elbows are forwards. And as we inhale, we're just hinging back 1 inch, maybe 2 inches. Now look at your feet, they should be flexed, okay? So nice strong feet. And then you're going to tuck your tailbone under, and you're going to roll down, vertebra by vertebra. Keep pressing into the feet. Now, maybe you come part way down, and that's enough, okay? And then you can return. Okay, so you need to gauge it, okay? Just see how you feel, see how your back feels. See how your form is. If you're all scrunched up, come back again. There's no point, with this one, there's no point in doing it if the form's not correct. Okay, so be honest with yourself. You're in the privacy of your own home. You can do what you want. Now, we're going to layer the hands the other way. Okay, so we vary it. And then we're here, and we're pressing our head into our hands and our hands into our head. And we're nice and tall through our spine, and we're nice and flexed through our feet. And we hinge, 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 hinge. And then tuck your tailbone under. Now I'm going to roll all the way back, but you don't have to, okay? Make sure you're not losing the connection and the trajectory line in the legs. Your feet are flexed. And when you're down, you can take a full body stretch. Now, if you didn't come all the way down, make your way into this position. Okay, you can lie on your side and then roll onto your back, that's fine. And we're taking a full body stretch here. And we're pressing the shoulders and we're pressing the heels. And then we're going to levitate our backside off the floor. And then we're going to release. And by the way, if that hurts, don't do it. Okay, so let's tuck the knees into the chest. Have a rock from side to side. Okay, so some of you might like to rock forwards and backwards. It's fine if your spine is in good health, but if there's any hint of arthritis or osteoporosis, it's not recommended. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so we're going to do a spinal twist. Now, with spinal twists, think of your whole spine. So we're thinking tailbone to really the crown of the head, okay? But the neck is part of the spine. So we don't want to, if you imagine the spine is a river, you don't want any blockages. You want to keep the channels open, okay? That's really important. We've got a lot of mobility up in the neck, but we don't want to scrunch and be weak because of it. So I'm just going to shimmy down the mat a little bit. So well, I'll start off with my feet on the floor. And we've got our arms like so. We've got cactus arms. You can have break arms if you prefer. And we're going to take that little twist. So our knees go over to one side, but you're trying to keep your rib cage, okay, on the mat. So we have torsion. It's a two-way action. We've got torsion here. It's strong. I'll show you what we're not doing. We're not doing that. That's what we're not doing, okay? There's no torsion here. It's just the flop, okay? So keep it strong. Use your exhale to come back, and then as you inhale, the knees go over to the other side. Again, keeping your ribs on the mat. So we have torsion. Okay, and then exhale, come back. You can repeat more of the same, or you can bring the legs up. This makes it a little bit more challenging. Now, observe what's happening in your neck. Can you keep the tension out of the neck, or are you all scrunched up? And if you are scrunched up, dial it down a little bit so you don't need to be scrunched up. We don't need the tension in the shoulders for this exercise. It's strengthening the deep core abdominals. Going to do one more each side. Squeeze your legs together, whether your feet are on the floor or up in the air. And then we'll tuck in, release out of that. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. So we're going to do some curls. Now, with curls, it's quite technical, and we can do very dodgy curls if we are not on top of the situation. So this is what I quite often see. It's like, and all that is doing is wrenching the neck, and it's not working the abdominals at all. So we're really going to drill into this. So we've got our head in our hands, and we'll have the spine in a neutral position, okay? So we've got a tiny, tiny little curve in the lumbar here. And then as we exhale, you want to lengthen all the way up the spinal line, all the way. So we are lengthening, so we're lengthening. You can use your hands just to add a little bit of traction and length to the neck. And that length will start to lift. The length becomes height. Really feel it here. A lot of the hard work is south of your bra strap or heart rate strap. Okay, and then release. But as you release, also lengthen. Okay, and then you should feel that it distributes the load and you're not just craning the neck. So as we're focusing on the neck, we want to just be really mindful of it. We'll do that again. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, curl. Lengthen. Feel those abdominals engage. Try and maintain a neutral spine, which is hard. It's like you're sucking everything into the waist rather than pressing your back flat on the mat. Okay, and then release. Now, some people will say, how high do I come? And that really depends on you, okay? If you're having to do that, that's not it, okay? Well, it's not it, okay? We want to feel the internals. It's very internal. Now start to exhale, and let that exhalation assist with the quality of the movement. And then inhale as you release back down. And now we're going to add, okay, so we're going to add a little bit to this if you want to. We're going to have the legs wider, and we're not letting the knees knock in. The knees are in line with the feet. And we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're lifting one leg. Feel here, okay, and as you're lowering the leg. You're not doing that, it's from the hip, okay. And then exhale, lift the other leg. Feel it coming from here. We don't want any tension on the hip flexors or the quads. Inhale, lower. Exhale, other leg, lift. Inhale, lower. And because we're lifting a leg now, you might find you need to imprint the spine rather than maintain neutral. Okay, and again, just go by feel. We don't want any gapping in the lower back. Okay, now feel free to press pause and do more of those because they are awesome. Otherwise, we're going to stretch it out. And then circle the arms or bring the arms back down beside you, and we're just going to gently move the head from side to side. And this will release out any tension in the neck. Okay, now for this one I'm going to bend the knees. You can do it with straight legs, it's harder, okay? If you bend the knees, you can focus more on the alignment and the quality of the movement. And what we're going to do here is we've got our head in our hands again, and it's if you imagine you're lying in the snow and you're doing snow angels, okay? So as you exhale, we lengthen the waist, and we're taking a side bend. So right elbow towards right foot, but you're not compressing. We want length, we want a curve, not a slice. So we're lengthened. We're also not doing that. Okay, so your opposite arm is on the floor, or maybe a tiny bit off, but it's pretty much it's on the floor. Inhale, straighten, exhale, side flexion. Feel the length. Okay, and then inhale, come back. I'm going to show you what it's not. It's not. Okay, it's a much more luscious movement. It's a lot more. You need more focus. We need more control. It should not feel easy. Okay, if you're feeling it's easy, you're not doing it properly. Okay, so we're not shortcutting it here. Also, try and eliminate any tension from the neck. We shouldn't be feeling tension in the neck because the obliques are doing all the hard work. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our right elbow towards our right foot, okay, and we are very long, and I can really feel that oblique, it's lovely. And then you're here and you're just going to pivot your head so you're looking at your right elbow. Feel those abdominals. Okay, and pivot your head so you're looking at your left elbow, and now you're looking up towards the ceiling. We'll straighten up, and then we just take that side flexion over to the left. Okay, make sure you've got the length. We want a long waist. We're telescoping out of the waist. Pivot your head so you're looking towards your left elbow. Feel the right oblique. Pivot the head so you're looking towards your other elbow. Straighten up and then come back to centre. Okay, circle the arms around, and again, just very gently move your head from side to side. So if the muscles don't automatically switch on, you're going to have to activate them. So we want that control. We want to get that mind-body connection. Yeah. So it doesn't always happen automatically. It doesn't necessarily default in the right direction. So we're going to tuck the knees in, and we're just going to circle. And then we're going to change direction, and then release the feet to the floor, and we're going to lengthen one leg, and then we're going to lengthen the other leg, and we're going to put our hands back in our head, and this time we're pressing into the balls of the feet. Okay, we can't physically imprint the spine in this position, but we can gather. So you want to get that, it's like we're creating a vacuum in our belly, and the energy is going inwards and upwards. And we've got a nice long spine. Okay, so all of these principles, they apply all the time pretty much. I look a bit wonky on my mat here, so I'm just going to straighten up a little bit. So again, we don't want to start off with a big scrunch in the neck. Okay, so lengthen your neck, elbows probably a little bit off the floor, just to kind of give you a bit more support around the shoulders. And you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, curling up, curling up. Okay, now make sure there's no tension in the neck. It's up to you now whether you want to lift a leg, feel those abs, and lower, and lift another leg, and lower, and then release back down. So no tension in the neck whilst you're doing this. Use your hand strength to support the weight of your head. Control it, use your core. We'll do that again. You can swap the interlace of your hands. Okay, inhale, exhale, curl up, scoop those abdominals, lift one leg. I'm starting with the different leg now. Lift the other leg. And release. Of course, you can do more repeats if you want to. And then I'm going to roll over onto my front. Okay, so we're going to do some back extensions. By the way, as well, we've always got blocks or pillows or cushions to assist. You know, if you need to support your head on something, use props by all means. Okay, so we're going to do a back extension exercise, and then we're going to do a back. We're going to really target those upper back muscles that are so useful in supporting the neck. So we're going to do our standard back extension. So we're going to bring the arms into sort of capital E shape or cactus arms, and we're pressing the feet down on the floor. We're drawing those abdominals in. We're engaging the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, just get a light pressing with the forearms. And if you want to feel like you're sort of drawing the arms back, although they're not physically moving. So you've got that action. Your abs are engaged, you're rolling, imagine a little P underneath your nose, you're rolling the P forwards as your elbows are drawing backwards. Length, 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 length becomes height. Okay, imagine someone sliding a piece of paper underneath your tummy, and then see if you can hover the arms. And then release. Now if you feel any tension on your lower back, you need to put the arms back on the floor. Okay, so we're here. And then we're going to do that again. So you've got that imaginary P, the vegetable P, under your nose. You're pressing your forearms lightly on the floor, and you're getting this sense of drawing the elbows back towards your feet as you roll that P forwards. Double action. Press the feet onto the floor, length becomes height, engage those abs, make sure your belly's not flopping on the mat, maybe a little tilt, maybe a little bit of a tilt, okay, and then lift your arms, and then release. And then we'll come into a child's pose, we'll stretch that out, and then we're back on our fronts again. Now this time, we are not lifting the spine, we are going to keep our forehead on the floor or your cheek on the floor, okay? But we're not lifting the body. You're keeping the abdominals working, and you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're lifting your arms, but you're keeping your forehead on the floor, and you're keeping, sorry, I'm talking into the mat here, hopefully you can hear me, you're keeping your body on the floor, you're keeping your abdominals working, we're really targeting the upper back muscles. Okay, so let's go. Keep your hands higher than your elbows. For 5. Try not to let that happen. For 4. For 3. 2. And 1. And hold it, hold it, hold it. Big sweep of the arms. Now raise up through the spine. Interlace your fingers if you can. Zap back with the fingertips if you can't. So pull yourself up and then see if you can lift the legs. So it's like you're pivoting on your hip bones, nice long neck, no scrunching please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come into a child's pose. And then we're going to float onto our hands and knees. And we'll just do a couple of cat-cow stretches. So as we exhale, we're like this. We're arching the upper back. As we inhale, we're like this. We've got head up and we've got tail up. I've got cramp in my feet here. Now watch that you're not doing that. Okay, so we want length in the neck. We want to get those shoulders back and down, okay, when we're in this cow position. Don't know why it's called the cow. And then as we exhale, we're like that. And then as we inhale, we're like that. So you're not compressing the back of your neck. You're not holding tension in your shoulders. Really, really focus on the neck and the shoulders. Try to eliminate those bad habits that are so deeply ingrained in us, especially when it comes to the neck and the shoulders. We really have to focus and concentrate to encourage good form. Okay, now we're back into a tabletop position. I'm just going to walk my hands over to the right of my mat. Your left hand can be on top of the right or it can be in front. It just depends on you where you get the best sensation. And then we're going to draw the abdominals in, and so we're in an angry cat shape. Hips go back in the opposite direction of the hands. Lovely little stretch. Come back. Hands over to the other side. Right hand on top or in front of left. Angry cat. Coming back. So hips over to the right, hands over to the left. If it's too much, go a bit more into the centre line. If it's not enough, go a bit more to the side. And then come up. We'll tuck the toes under, we'll jack the hips up. We're in a downward facing dog. Wobble and blobble your head around, okay? So we've got any tension in the neck, let it be gone. And then you're just going to pedal through the feet. Nice stretch for the back of the legs there. Nice stretch for the back body here. And then we're going to hold it still. We're going to engage the core as we walk the hands back, so we're not shuffling. We've got this float. And then we're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, by vertebra. Roll up the shoulders, roll out the shoulders the other way. Shrug, release, shrug, release, shrug, release. Spread your wings. Give yourselves a clap. Thank you very much. That was next. See you next time.